This test is designated as the ASTM 3806 standard. This is the standard test method to measure the fire retardant resistance of various fire retardant materials. It is very similar to the ASTM E84 standard, that is, surface burning characteristics of building materials. The specimen we are going to subject to this test today is January 27th, and it is about 3:15 p.m. 2015. This specimen is 5/8 inch CDX plywood that's been vacuum pressure impregnated with flame safe fire retardant. The incline of this Monsanto tunnel is set at 28 degrees, which is the standard for this test. On top of the board, we place a cementitious panel, and then we will lay on the smoke chamber. This gathers the smoke so that we can measure the smoke index offset by the test when it's subjected to flame. The gauge you see above on there is the thermocouple that measures the temperature immediately above the burner. This test is being conducted by Fire Prevention Technologies for flame-safe wood products. This test method determines the fire protection a fire retardant affords its substrate and the comparative burning characteristics of the fire retardant by evaluating the flame spread over the surface when ignited under controlled conditions in this tunnel. It is well documented that the ASTM D3806 correlates to the ASTM E84 standard. The E84 standard being the standard that is mostly accepted as a fire retardant for flame spread, as a test for fire retardants for flame spread. Flame spread index is the primary standard used. Flame spread ratings based on the test method ASTM E84 have acquired common acceptance by regulatory agencies. This test method provides a relative flame spread of a fire retardant material using this small scale test by calibrating this 2-foot tunnel with the test method ASTM E84. Results obtained by this test method should be indicative of those obtained with large specimens in the test method ASTM E84 sometimes referred to as the Steiner tunnel test. The ASTM E84 is sometimes referred to as the UL 723 or the NFPA 255 standard. Flame spread ratings for Class A Type 1 materials usually refer to a flame spread of less than 25. From 26 to 75 is the standard where they would be designated as a Class B or a Type 2 under the UL 723 standard. Above 75, that is from 76 to 200, indicates a Class C flame spread rating or a Type 3 under the UL 723. This test usually lasts for 4 minutes. That correlates to the 10-minute test that's done under the ASTM E84 standard. The flame spread is under the ASTM E84 standard is determined in the first 10 minutes of the test. However, the test can be extended for an additional 20 minutes, which is designated as the ASTM 2798 and 2768 standard. Therefore, on this particular test, we are going to run this test for 12 minutes, which correlates to the extended ASTM E84 test being the ASTM 2768. Test results of this test may be used as elements of the fire risk assessment, which takes into account all of the factors which are pertinent to the assessment of a fire hazard of a particular material. In general, these measures, based on the ASTM 3806, takes into consideration the 3 stages of fire development. That is ignition, flame spread, which means the rate of growth of fire, and the conflagration extent. Another factor that's important utilizing the ASTM 3806 test is that it takes consideration the mass loss of the material being subjected to the fire. Mass loss is very important because that determines the amount of fuel that is added to the fire once the specimen is ignited, the fuel contribution. Other factors on the ASTM E84 test, as well as the ASTM D3806 test, is the optical smoke density. The maximum smoke density for fire retardants is indicated as 450, but in some uses the requirement for smoke density can be less than 50, suitable for where duct chases are involved in residential. For those of you who are carpenters, and the 28 degrees represents approximately a 7 and 12 pitch. That is the slope of the tunnel. When we approach the 11-minute mark, we will be turning the lights back on so you can view the whole system. At the completion of this test, we will turn off the burner, remove the specimen, and measure the char length of where the fire has started behind the burner, and then from the center line of the burner to the extent of the char length on the board. For more information on these products, you can contact FlameSafe at 1-800-333-9197. That is a cementitious board that's being removed this time. As you can see from that there is no after flaming, afterglow. The maximum flame spread is 10 3/4 inches from the center line of the burner it is 9.5 inches, which will equate out to a flame spread rating of approximately 21. When we do the final calculations, we will have more exactness. Remember, for any information, contact FlameSafe, 1-800-333-9197.